Time named Albert Einstein the person of the century in 1999. Einstein, the father of general and special relativity, introduced concepts that would make many modern technologies possible. Einstein said, "I don't have any special talents. I am passionately curious." Here are the 10 things you probably didn't know about Einstein. Number 1. He married the only female student in his physics class. Mileva Maric was the only woman student at Einstein's Zurich Polytechnic section. She loved science and math and was an avid student. However, she lost her ambitions to become a physicist when she married Einstein and became the mother of his children. Number 2. He had a 1,427-page FBI file. The FBI started keeping a dossier about Albert Einstein in 1933, just before Einstein's third visit to the U.S. The FBI would eventually create 1,427 pages of documents that focused on Einstein's long association with socialist and pacifist organizations. J. Edgar Hoover recommended that Einstein be excluded from America under the Alien Exclusion Act. However, he was overruled in the U.S. State Department. Number 3. He had an unmarried baby. Mileva Einstein, Einstein's future spouse, gave birth to a girl out of wedlock in 1902 while she was in Serbia with her family. History tells us that the baby was named Lyserl, and she died of scarlet fever in infancy, or was adopted. In all likelihood, Einstein never saw his daughter in person. Lyserl's existence was not widely known until 1987, when a collection of Einstein's letters were made public. Number 4. His Nobel Prize money was paid to his first wife for a divorce. In anticipation of winning the Nobel Prize, Einstein offered all of his prize money to Mileva Maric, his first wife, in order to get a divorce. The $32,250 award was more than 10 times the annual salary of an average professor at that time. Number 5. He married his first cousin. Elsa, the second Mrs. Einstein, was the daughter of Albert's mother's sister, making them first cousins. They were also second cousins, as Elsa's father and Albert's father were cousins. Her maiden name was Einstein. Number 6. Before the civil rights movement, he was a civil rights activist. Einstein was a strong advocate for civil rights and freedom of speech. When W.E.B. Du Bois was charged with being an unregistered foreign agent in 1951, Einstein offered to appear as a character witness on his behalf. The judge dismissed the lawsuit after Du Bois' lawyer notified the court that Einstein would come. Number 7. His son spent most of his adult life in institutional care. Albert's son Edouard was diagnosed as having schizophrenia and placed in a mental institution for the majority of his adult life. Edouard, who was a huge fan of psychoanalysis, passed away at 55 in a psychiatric hospital. Albert, his father, never saw his son after he moved to the USA in 1933. Number 8. He had an affair with an alleged Russian spy. Einstein was introduced to Russian Margarita Konenkova by his stepdaughter in 1935. They became friends. Sotheby's sold 9 love letters between 1945 and 1946 that Einstein had written to her. A book written by a Russian spy master claims that she was a Russian agent. However, historians aren't able to confirm this claim. Number 9. Nobody knows the IQ of Albert Einstein. Although Albert Einstein's intelligence was never tested, it hasn't stopped people from guessing. Many websites claim that Einstein's IQ was 160. However, it is impossible to verify this claim. We don't know if Einstein's ability in other areas than physics could have been comparable to that of the average Joe. Number 10. Albert Einstein relaxed his brain by playing violin. Albert Einstein began playing the violin when he was just 5 years old. His friend Max Planck, a fellow theoretical physicist, would play sonatas together. He would host benefit concerts with greats such as Fritz Kreisler after he was famous. Elsa, his second wife, stated that music helps Albert to think about his theories. Please consider subscribing to this channel and click on the bell icon. Thanks for watching.